What up, you guys? This is Danny B, and you're watching The Trash Stash. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Halloween 2. Now, I always loved Halloween 2, and it's probably the one I watched the most out of the series. Part 1 is my favorite, but Part 2 is, I would say, more entertaining, and like you can pop it in and watch it just for entertainment more often. Because Part 1 is kind of like suspenseful and a little bit slow, and it's really good to watch on Halloween because it's so atmospheric. But Part 2 is just like a straight up 80s slasher. I always loved like the vibe of this one. It's got like synth score instead of piano score, and set in a hospital. It's just creepy. I love like the fluorescent lights and stuff. It's just cool. And it's a lot more gratuitous. Like you got more kills, more, I think, is there nudity? Yeah, there's nudity in this. Girls going in the hot tub and stuff like that. It's just more like, almost like a Friday the 13th type of film instead of a Halloween, but still very cool. And you got Dick Warlock, who's great at Michael Myers. It's the same mask. It looks a little different. I prefer the mask in Part 1, or the look of it. But still, it's very cool. It's more weathered. Because, what's her name? Deborah Hill was like, she kept it under her bed and she would smoke cigarettes every night, so it got like kind of cigarette tarnished. And the way they blended this one into the moment that Halloween 1 ended is, I've never seen a movie do it so well as in Halloween 2. Like, it feels like it's the same night. And it's just cool. You got Loomis running around going crazy looking for Michael Myers, yelling stuff like, I shot him 6 times and stuff, and pulling guns out on trick-or-treaters with the same mask as Michael Myers. And and you got Leo Rossi in there as Bud, one of my favorite characters. He's smoking weed in the hospital, like right in the break room. And I don't know, he's trying to hook up with all the nurses and stuff. He's just a funny guy. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is with, I forget her name, but she's the neighborhood old lady, and she's making the sandwich. Michael Myers sneaks in behind, and like, it cuts to a scene where you could see behind her, and he's standing right there, and he takes a knife and he's gone. He doesn't like kill her or nothing. He just creepily broke in, took the knife, and bounced. So now I'm gonna get into the plot. There'll be spoilers ahead if you haven't seen this. I'm pretty sure everyone's probably seen it, but in case you haven't, check it out first, then come back and watch this. All right, so it starts off the exact same night as Halloween, right when Michael Myers falls off the balcony. That's when it starts. And then Loomis sees that he disappeared. He runs downstairs, screaming and hollering like a maniac. And then he says to the neighbor, "You don't know what death is!" And then he gets in the cop car and he's running around looking for Michael Myers. Now Michael, even though he has 6 bullet holes in him, he's still roaming around the neighborhood looking for people to kill. And he goes into this girl's house. This girl, she has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. But she's on the phone. She's saying, like, I heard someone died down the street or something. And then next thing you know, Michael Myers pops up from underneath her and stabs her.
Who is it? Who is it?
Gary Hunt of the Haddonfield Police Department says he believes the suspect will be apprehended within a matter of hours. Neighbors say they heard screams during the early evening, but attributed the noise to the usual Halloween.
So you get a cool kill right away for entertainment value. Then you get Laurie Strode being taken to the hospital. She's all fucked up because she's had a crazy night, and I don't think they mention anything that happened to Tommy Doyle or Lindsay. I don't know if they said like they were taken somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're just still sleeping. It shows Annie being taken away. She does a little cameo as a dead body, and her dad sees her, and he starts just screaming at Loomis, "You let him out! You let him out!" It's like, well, dude, he was trying to chase the guy the whole fucking movie of part one. What the Nah, so back to Laurie Strode. She's back in the hospital. She's still conscious, but she's got like a hurt leg or something. But they inject her with medicine to make her sleepy. So that's why the rest of the movie, she's kind of all fucked up. Because it's only in one night. The whole thing takes place the same night. So then you got the hospital characters, the security guard, the nurse, who's an underrated actress. She doesn't get enough credit. The kind of like the bossy nurse. Then you get Bud and the nice guy. I forget the nice guy's name. The one that's like, is it Benny? I don't know, but he's the one that brings Laurie Strode the Coke, or wants to get her a Coke. And then you got I think it's 2 or 3 nurses. One is always late to checking on the babies. The other one, I think, gets dunked in the hot tub later on. But, you know, Michael Myers, basically, he goes to the hospital. I don't know why, but he's on his way there. Maybe because he's got 6 bullet holes in him. So he's like, well, I should probably drag my ass over to the hospital and get this looked at. So they just kind of show like a couple scenes of like everyone hanging out. Bud, like I said, he's in that break room watching Night of the Living Dead, smoking weed, singing about the nurse sitting on his face, and ordering a pizza. I forget if he wanted mushrooms or no mushrooms. I don't know, but you know, he's the one in charge of your health. And you got the nurse. She shows up late to checking on the babies. She gets bitched at. Then the security guard, who's kind of just, I don't know, he's looking at stuff, but he's looking in all the wrong places. Like, Michael Myers walks right past the security cameras. The guy doesn't even see him. And then you get a little kid who has a razor blade sticking out of his tongue. I don't know, fucking someone stuck a razor blade in a candy bar. That's what it was Michael Myers heard that Laurie Strode was taken to the hospital on the radio by some random boombox kid. So that's why he's going there. I remember now. So yeah, Michael Myers starts taking everyone out. Security guard, he's down in the basement because he heard something. And then he gets on the walkie-talkie. He's like, one of you needs to go to the police station right away. The way he says it always cracks me up. And you got a cool jump scare with a cat where the guy opens a dumpster and a cat flies right at him like a fucking 3D movie. And, you know, he's walking around, he's stabbing syringes in people and draining the nurse's blood, and Dr. Loomis is running around. He sees he finds like a room, I think maybe at the college that Michael Myers broke into. And you see that he wrote like Sam Hain on there, like the religious, I don't know what it is. It's the ancient word for Halloween. It's what they used to call Halloween. And then you got the plot where you find out Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are siblings. And it doesn't really make that much sense because Laurie Strode's parents were in the first one, and they lived like in the same neighborhood with the Myers house. And you see Michael Myers' parents in the first one, and they weren't Laurie Strode's parents, so what the fuck? I don't know. But I guess maybe since they were on the same neighborhood, one of Laurie's parents had an affair with Michael Myers' parents. I don't fucking know. But they're brother and sister somehow. And then you get this weird flashback where Laurie Strode is in the hospital and she sees Michael Myers as a child. I don't fucking know. But that happens, so that's why he's trying to kill her. I heard, you know, John Carpenter was pretty drunk when he wrote this and just was writing any old shit. So, there you go. So yeah, Michael Myers, still running around the hospital, taking everyone out. He he kills Bud in the background, and the girl's in the hot tub. She's expecting it to be Bud, but it's Michael Myers. He fucking dunks her head in the water, keeps dunking her. She's burning up. And Yeah, I don't know why there's a jacuzzi in the hospital, but there is. So they die. So then the nurse from part one, not the nurse that works in the hospital, but the one that was seen in part one where the window breaks and stuff, the car window. Her and Loomis are running around. They get to the hospital, and Laurie Strode at this point has been like running away from Michael Myers, crawling around. He almost gets her in the elevator. He's super slow, and people complain about this. But the reason he's so slow is because he fucking got shot 6 times. He fell off a fucking balcony. He's been stabbed in the neck with a needle. It's been a fucking rough night for him. Oh, I forgot to mention the part with Ben Tramer. So, Loomis, he thinks he sees Michael Myers. It turns out it's just Ben Tramer and a Michael Myers mask. It's not Michael Myers, it's Ben Tramer, and he's pretty drunk. He's walking down the street. He's got the same mask and same coveralls. Actually, it's not coveralls. It's just a work shirt. But he looks like Michael Myers, basically, with blonde hair. And he's walking away from Loomis pointing a gun at him. And then he walks in the street. A fucking cop is driving like a maniac. He hits Ben Tramer, crashes right into an ambulance, maybe? But he crashes into a van. Both things explode, and Ben Tramer is dead because, he just got hit by a car and then blown up. So then this is what's fucked up, is Loomis and the cop walk over, and the cop's yelling, "Is it him? Is it him? Put the fire out. Don't just stand there while the kid burns up." I mean, what the fuck? But yeah, they just let Ben Tramer burn. Even he was probably dead, but they're still just letting him burn. Kind of fucked up.
Sheriff Brackett. He came out of nowhere. I couldn't stop. Is it him? Is it him or not?
Alright, so let's just cut to the end, because I'm probably all over the place with this review. I don't remember every single scene in order, but I remember a lot of it. So at the end, they get to the hospital. Laurie's in the parking lot in a parked car. I think she crawls back in. Michael Myers stabs a nurse, picks her up with a scalpel, and she's like, hanging off the scalpel. They shoot him. He falls down. The cop that brings Loomis over, he's like looking right in his face, like, is he dead? Fucking Michael Myers gets up, chokes him, and stabs him, I think. Laurie gets back in the hospital. They both go into this room where there's all these, like, gas tanks, or I don't know what it is. Oxygen tanks, maybe? But, Laurie Strode shoots Michael Myers in both eyes, and then he doesn't even scream or nothing. Even though he'll make sounds, like, when he's just, like, running around, he's gonna go like, but when he gets shot, nothing. He's dead silent, and he just goes. And then you get the cool scene with, like, the blood coming down. Very cool. And then he's just swinging the scalpel around, trying to hit anything. And Loomis, Laurie crawls out of the hospital, and Loomis lights the lighter and blows Michael Myers and himself up. Alright, so back in the day when I used to watch this, I used to think when Loomis hit the lighter and blew himself and Michael Myers up, I used to think of those babies upstairs. I used to think Loomis blew the babies up. So what I did was I contacted John Carpenter on Facebook and asked him about this. And he actually confirmed to me that the babies made it out okay. So, there you go. The babies lived. So then you get one of the I think this is probably the coolest ending to a Halloween movie, including the first one where he's gone all of a sudden. It's either tied with that one or it's second place. After he blows up, he walks out of the flames on fire, and he's kind of swinging the knife around, and he falls down, and then that's it. You cut to Lori. She's okay in the ambulance, and I think the guy that passed, the nice guy that brought her a Coke, I think he's okay. And then you get the Sandman song comes in. Perfect ending. So that's Halloween 2. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Love Halloween Part 2. Alright, you guys, this is Danny B. You've been watching the Trash Stash. Let me know what you think of Halloween 2. Comment, hit the like button, subscribe. Alright, you guys, peace out.